Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Plan B Summit. Now, I've been doing a lot of different things, and so admittedly, I didn't prepare for this Plan B Summit, even though I have some fantastic speakers that I've done interviews with in order to share them with you as part of this Plan B Summit. But the show must go on. So, as a result, since I had planned to do the Plan B Summit today, May 19th, 20th, and 21st, I will be with you shortly each night, sharing just a little bit about the intention behind the Plan B Summit. And I will have it in the very near future with full lineup of speakers. But what are three critical components to a plan B? Now, if you've been following me any length of time, you know that I don't really like the term side hustle, although that is most commonly used in order for people to share their business on the side. So, what are three critical components that people need to have if they are running a business on the side, if they're planning to retire, or if they just want to plan their exit strategy from their regular job? So, each of these three critical components have pairings. So, for instance, the first one is a clear offer and audience alignment. So many times people start businesses or have a great idea, but don't really do market research or find out if people are searching for that thing or that product or service, or even knowing the right keywords to use in order to attract the right people. So, having a clear offer and wrapped into that is a clear message and audience alignment, which means you know who your ideal audience is and you know who would be attracted to what you have to offer, whether it's a product or a service. Secondly, so who is your dream customer? And I know you've heard this time and time again. What problem do you solve? But I also like to say, what transformation do you give? Because I am part of a travel club, and that's not a problem, but that is a willingness uh, to have enjoyment through travel. So, what is the transformation that people are going to get? So, who needs and values what you're offering? Understand their desires, their pain points, or their daily struggles. Now, for a travel club, people may want to travel 4 and 5 star, but don't want to pay the 4 and 5 star prices. And if people can travel for less, luxury for less, why wouldn't they? And an irresistible offer. So, how are you packaging your product, your service? How are you making it so clear that they can't help but contact you about buying that product or service? And do you offer bonuses or guarantees? Or if you're a coach, do you offer one on ones? Or do you offer a special program price based on the value? I don't know why that's so hard for us to charge what we're worth, but price based on the value that your product or service will bring. And use messaging that connects. Use language that your audience actually uses. A lot of times we're experts in things and we're subject matter experts, but we don't actually use the language that our ideal customer is searching for. And you should have a way of communicating the benefits, the outcomes, not just the features. So, for example, I'm in a travel club. Not only does it allow you to travel luxury for less, but it also allows tax deductions and it also allows you to create generational wealth because as you build, you can will it to your heirs or whomever you decide. So that's one. Have a clear offer and know who will buy your product or service. Number two, you need a simple and consistent sales system. So all of this should be how are you going to attract people? How are you going to get their contact information? And if the pandemic was any evidence of that, it was that a lot of time businesses had to shut down, but they had no way to contact their customers. The same thing online. If you build a loyal following of customers, not just followers, a audience, but nobody buys. I'm sure you've all heard that story of the Instagram person who had hundreds of thousands of followers and sold t-shirts, but they didn't convert. So, how are you going to connect with that audience and have a way of contacting with them? If people value your product, your service, and what you provide, they'll come back again and again, but you have to give them a reason to. So, part of a simple and consistent sales system is you don't make it hard for people to do business with you. You're consistently in front of their face. You have a way to collect their contact information. You have a sales process, whether that's a webinar, whether that's a Zoom call, um, whether you have a calendar and somebody can schedule a call with you. Whatever it is, think about how easy it is for your sales process. And is there a way for you to follow up and nurture that audience? Does that look like email? Does that look like a weekly webinar? Does that look like a weekly live stream? How can you provide weekly value and a call to action in order to warm up the leads or warm up your audience and keep them connected to you? And number three, which it has two components that are the most important: time management. If you listen to any millionaire, successful business person, even if their business is very successful, they have usually effective time management. Even though they're the boss, they may get up at 6, work out, do prayer and meditation, schedule time for calls, to check emails, all of that. Time management is so critical because even if you're your own boss, you need time to schedule time to talk to prospects, to talk to your audience, to answer email, to provide great customer service. So, time management is critically important, especially if you're planning on taking the leap from employee to entrepreneur. Now, financial systems. Plan B, financial systems. Now, one of the speakers is my accountability partner, and her name is Roz Murray, and she has phenomenal financial systems, templates, and ways to get you thinking in the CEO mindset about your money. Where is it coming from? How are you managing it? How much is going out? How much is coming in? And that is also a way for you to set your revenue goals and reverse engineer your target. Now, what do I mean by reverse engineer? If you know that you need a certain income goal or you want to make a certain income goal, then you need to set the goal, and then how much of your product or service do you need, or how many, if you're a coach, how many coaching clients do you need? If you have a membership site, how many members do you need? Even YouTube has different thresholds. So think about that. So how are you going to track your income and expenses, and do you have a way to get paid? And most importantly, in smart time and money management, pay yourself a little something, even if it's small, and make sure you separate personal and business finances. So I hope that you'll tune in tomorrow as I talk about the five core components and of the afterwork entrepreneur, which is the name of my podcast. And I've successfully done a whole year, but those first 5 episodes still get a lot of play because they set the foundation for making sure that you have a strong business. And tomorrow, I will talk about doing a business audit on on your business. How are you getting traffic? How are you connecting with the audience? And I'll say in closing, although this may not seem like it's related, I am going to practice what I preach. So on my Facebook is not where my audience is, but for personal updates on travel, uh, updates just about personal birthdays and connecting with friends and family. Yes, Facebook is ideal for that. But is it for me business wise? Not so much. Not so much. So I'm going to share business, more lifestyle things as I post. But I hope you'll join me tomorrow as I talk about day 2 of the Plan B Summit.